What's going on, world? It's me, Andre Ketnot here from West Palm Beach, Florida. So I want to break down this trade that I took here on DAX, also known as German 30. But before I break down this trade, if you guys want to be able to get access to my DAX trade copier, which is a trading bot, I only charge a one-time fee of $500. If you guys want access to that, I know you guys been seeing the results, which has been doing amazing. I post, my results here on my Instagram account. So if you're not following me on Instagram, or Facebook or here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and head over to Instagram, follow me. That way you can check out my stories because I post results daily. So if you guys want to see the results that the DAX trade copier is doing, most likely, you'll see it on my Instagram stories. But this DAX trade copier is doing amazing. And if you guys want access to this DAX trade copier, then it's only a one-time fee of $500. I could be charging 2,000 plus for this trading bot, but you're getting access to it for only a one-time fee of $500. Like I say, guys, I could be charging $2,000 plus for this. Okay, most people, they're charging $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to get access to something like this, and I'm only charging you guys a one-time fee of $500 to get access to this. So if you guys are interested, just message me on Telegram or message me on Instagram, or if you guys want to see real-time results, follow me on Instagram and check out my stories. I post my results on my stories all the time. But yeah, if you guys want access to that, just let me know. But yeah, the DAX trade copier is doing amazing. And you might be wondering, like, what is a DAX trade copier? Meaning, it's a trading bot, but every time it places a trade, right, those same trades could be copied to your account automatically. All you got to do is just have a VPS and connect to it, and every time it places a trade, it'll be automatically copied over to your account. But enough of that DAX copier. Let's get into this trade that I took earlier, and I'm gonna actually break down my strategy, my simple strategy that you can implement on a daily basis when it comes to trading, German 30 or even US 30. I like to use this strategy on US 30, German 30, and then I also like to use this strategy on S&P 500 as well. Okay, you can also use this strategy on Nas 100 as well, but this strategy is working perfectly on German 30. All right, which is also known as DAX. Okay, so as you can see right here, we got a good move to the upside. All right, it still might go up. Yeah, it's definitely going to continue to go up to the upside. But anyways, let's get into it. So the reason why I took this trade, the first thing first, let me just go ahead and break this down to you guys. All right. The first thing that I like to do on the chart is go to the 1 hour and mark up my supply and demand zone. Okay. So first thing first, I look for rejection of supply. Let me just do it like this: supply and demand zone. Okay. So I want to look first thing first. Once I draw my, I go to the 1 hour, and I'll usually just draw my previous U.S. session high. It depends on what session you're trading. If you're trading the U.S. session, you want to look for the previous or the previous U.S. session high or low. That's just basically what my supply and demand zone is. So as you can see, this was a previous U.S. session high. All right, as you can see over here. And that's how I got my zone. So what I do is I draw the zone from the wick to the body, and then I draw it in the future. Okay. Once I have that, then I go down to the 5 minute. Okay. Once I do that, I go to the 5 minute. All I'm waiting for is the U.S. session to open. All right. Once the U.S. session opens, all I'm waiting for now is price to come down into the zone, and I'm either looking for a rejection or a break and retest. So I got a rejection here. As you can see, there's a long wick right here. This is what I call a rejection candle. Okay. So once I see a rejection, that's basically extra confirmation for me. Now, What I also like to look for is I like to look for a session sweep. I don't know if you guys can, and I, go over this in previous videos on how I look for my session sweeps. But just to break it down real quick, this is the London session right here, my London session box right here. Okay, to make that go ahead, I'll go ahead and make that blue. And then this is my U.S. session. We're currently in the U.S. session right here. I'll make that orange, right? So this is the U.S. session right here, all right? Now, what I like to do is I like to wait for a session sweep, meaning whenever the U.S. session, if, in this case, if I'm trading the U.S. session, I want to see the U.S. session sweep below the previous session, which is the London session. This blue box is the London session, and then the U.S. session swept below. As you can see, it came below. This box came below the London session. So that's a session sweep. Whenever you see a session sweep, right, there's most likely a reversal coming. Okay, doesn't happen all the time, but most likely whenever you see a sweep, there's a reversal coming. Just for example here. For over here in London session, price swept below the Asian session, which was over here. I don't know if you guys can see that box, but I'll go ahead and draw that box over here too. As you can see here, I think, yeah, this is the, yeah. I'll make that yellow. As you can see, the London session swept below the previous session, which was the Asian session. All right. Once you see that sweep, there's most likely a reversal coming. Doesn't happen all the time, but there's most likely a reversal coming. Once you see that sweep, boom, that's just extra confirmation for me. Okay. And what I normally do is once I see the sweep, I also mark up my my startup session anchor VWAP. Once I see that price closes above the VWAP, I'm taking the trade. All right, this is just another example of where I would have took the trade. Okay, and I could have rolled it up to here. Okay, and then not only that, guys, I also use a MACD, as you can see right here. I don't know if you guys can actually see. Let me see. Can you see that there? Let me see. Yeah, we'll stretch it out. As you can see, price is oversold. All right. So that's just another confirmation for me to take the trade to the upside. So if I'm looking for buys, all right, boom. If I'm looking for buys, boom, I'm waiting for the sweep, all right, which happened. London session swept below the Asian session, right, the previous session. And then not only that, I got my startup session, my startup London session anchor VWAP, which is this white line right here, right? And not only that, there's a rejection off of this zone right here, and price close above the anchor VWAP. I'm taking the trade to the upside. All right, so this could have been another trade that you guys could have took in London session, okay? And this is the trade that I took today. Normally I trade DAX in London session, but you can also trade DAX in US session as well. So this is the trade that I took this morning manually. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's a simple strategy, guys. You just like I said, you just wait for the session sweep. All right. You anchor your anchor VWAP, your startup session anchor VWAP. Normally I anchor the start of if I'm trading the US session, I'm looking at the 8 a.m. candle and I'm anchoring my VWAP at that candle right there. And then once I see, price close above it, all right, or reject the zone and close above it, then I'm taking the trade. Okay, so it's a simple strategy, guys. It's a simple strategy, as you can see. These are two wins that you could have took, two trades that you could have took for the win. Okay, and you might be wondering, what about US 30? Let's take a look at US 30 real quick. So again, what I would do is I'll go to the 1 hour. I'll go ahead and just go over this real quick. Okay. So what I want to look for, is I want to look for, first thing first, I want to mark up my zones, of course. I want to mark up my zones. Okay, we have a zone right here. We have a previous U.S. session high here. Okay. Okay, and I like to draw it in the future. And then I also like to draw other zones as well where possible price could reject off of. Okay. And in this case, let me see. Yeah, this is. Let me see. Yeah, U.S. session. This was another previous U.S. session high right here. Boom. All right, that right there. Boom. Now I got my U.S. I got a previous U.S. session high, and I got a previous U.S. session high over here as well. Okay, and then I like to break it down to the 5-minute. Okay, and as you can see, we already have. Let me just draw my boxes. Draw the boxes that way you guys can know what I'm looking for. So this is London session, and then this right here is the U.S. session here. Okay, I'll make that orange. So boom. All right, we got a sweep. As you can see, we have a sweep. The U.S. session swept swept below the London session. As you can see, price came down here, so it came below the London on the previous session. So that's a session sweep. Now, once I see the session sweep, I'm gonna mark up. I'm gonna anchor my anchor VWAP at the 8 a.m. candle. All right, and this is a good trade setup right now that I could take if I want to, but I'm not gonna take a trade on this right now. But once I see that sweep, and not only that, guys, there's on the MACD, it's oversold. So literally, if I was actually paying attention to this would I could have took this trade right here. Okay, boom, put there, maybe target this zone right here. I don't know if it can have enough time to get up there, but all I would do is just target the next zone, and I actually might take this trade. Okay, but this is just a prime example of how I would have took this trade. All I'm doing is just waiting for price to sweep below or above the previous session. I'm anchoring my VWAP. I'm waiting for the VWAP break. All right. Once I see that VWAP break and a rejection off of this zone, I'm taking the trade. Okay. I'm taking the trade to the upside. Okay. It's a simple strategy, guys. It's a simple strategy. Guys. If you just implement this strategy, you will make money. You will make money trading. But hope you guys got value from this. I'll be making more videos like this for you guys. But guys, if you guys want to be able to copy my trades or get access to my DAX trade copier, all right? Like I said, it's only a one-time fee of $500, and you'll get access. You'll have access to the DAX trade copier, and not only that, you'll be able to copy my manual trades. All right, you'll be able to copy my manual trades. Like, meaning, if I take this trade right here, that trade will automatically be copied over to your account. So you got two investments that can make you money. You can copy my personal trades, or you can copy the DAX trade copier trades. Okay, if you guys are interested in that, it's only a one-time fee of $500. I'll get you set up. It's it's real simple. It's not hard at all. But all I gotta say is, you guys, Christmas is around the corner. If you guys want to make some money, you want to flip your money, you already know what to do. But with that being said, I'm Andre Ketna here from West Palm Beach, Florida. I will see you guys on the internet. Take care, y'all.